Yeah, girl, I'm just laying here. Hell, I done damn near fell asleep.
Tarnuna voice to do it. He got that deep rumbly voice.
Hell yeah, spitting nothing but knowledge.
Mhm.
Where everybody else, they love?
No, the stream just ended on its own.
Well, how I stayed on it. Oh, you talking about the
First on here too. I just ain't pulled him forward. Tarnuna
oh,
dropped off, but he should be back in a second.
okay, cool.
Let me
Yeah,
pull
I'm
this
still
back.
here. I'm hella
I'm
relaxed.
sitting up here. I didn't even have my hands on the computer. I'm like, what in the entire hell?
Hell no. Well, I actually enjoyed this. I'm usually in the chat, but it's nice to, talk, I guess sometimes on the panel, with civilized individuals, of course.
Of course.
But you know what we should do?
What?
Because I'm just so like I'm a very talented singer. Okay, I'm not gonna be like lying. But I do love to sing. So we should do like a talent show one night.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be nice.
Okay. He finna come and answer your question, and then he said he gotta go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm here. I just wanted to get to that spirit question. Um,
I missed the question. What was it?
Which-
I think it was the other one, the other
And
sister.
she ain't came back yet.
Okay. Uh, I thought, okay. So who I'm talking to? Kiana Perkins?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Oh,
Kiana, but I'm interested in all of it. What was her
okay.
question so that I'll be, up to speed?
She was just asking me to clarify what I was about spirits because she wanted to know, was spirits like robotic, or did they act on their own accord to an extent? And I was telling her, yeah, they do, and you have different levels of spirits, and the way the nature books explains it is you have spirits that have different reasonability, and we have seen these things. See that the one of the main problems with our people is that being disconnected and out of season and cycle uh, with the forces that's working with other races after they left us alone, you don't have those spirit um, experiences like some people who got generations of psychics in their family, or people who have what they call hauntings, or people that they be like always had a guardian angel or something with me. When
Right.
spirits mess with you, whether it's good or bad, that verifies itself. You don't need a book to tell you spirits exist.
Right. I was a child and I would see spirits and it used to scare like the crap out of me. And so I asked God to stop it and to take it away. And he did because I didn't even want to be bothered. It was unexplainable. I was a child, like I wasn't ready
Right.
for it.
Yeah. So yeah, the spirits they can torture a person if they feel like it, and those are the things that takes place. It's a lot of information that you have to get acquainted with, and
Right.
like we take turpentine and sulfur, and those are spirit purifications, and it purifies the spirit that we already have within us, whether it's the same spirit that was there from conception or when you was born, and it neutralizes the turpentine neutralizes the negative in the spirit and maximizes the positive of it. So when you don't have spirit purification, your spirit uses your life essence. The human being is the bottle. The spirit is the genie in the bottle. And the spirit can create adverse situations for you or someone else, and you have no idea that it's doing it. Because the
Right.
spirit's job is to keep the person there inside antennas
Basically
down as
using
much as
our
possible.
energy.
Say
Using
again?
our energy. I say like feeding off our
Yeah,
energy.
because the spirit don't have no life fluid of its own. So the spirit eat, what you drink, it participates in that. And if the spirit is negative, it will cause you to have bad habits. So that empowers the negative of the spirit. So when you see a person smoking and drinking and all that stuff, the spirit is causing them to do that so it can magnetize the negative energy and the negative components within what you're doing. And
Right, I get
it
that.
makes it more powerful, and they create adverse situations around you. I'll give you a good example, like Tupac. His spirit put him in situations that only just made it get worse. From all the way from him, like he said, he didn't start going to jail till he became famous. And
Right.
his life just kept getting worse and worse.
Spiraling, right.
Right. It just
Spiraling.
right, he kept spiraling, and the spirit in him was writing and predicting his death. He wrote how he was gonna die.
Well, you know, you can you speak life. Like there's power in the tongue. So you have to be very, very careful with that. Um, I was depressed maybe about 7 or 8 years ago, and I was just so sick of this like world that we live in and the people in it. And I was like, I kept saying I don't want to be here, right? But I didn't mean it literally, but I ended up speaking death over my life, and I ended up in the hospital for like 7 months. And I even died and came back. But I had a choice right then and there, and it was life changing for me because I was always scared to die. But after that experience, because I could have died, but my daughter, she was still young at the time, and so I chose to come back. But yeah, it's crazy because I like it took away my fear of death, but it also gave me an appreciation for the time that we do have, you know, and the
Mhm.
gratitude just to have that time and you know to have that chance to you know try to get it right.
Yeah, you were just again, you was influenced by the type of spirit, and then you have spirit switch outs. And spirits can leave the body at will according to the laws. As long as there's orifices in a human being, the spirit can can come in.
Well,
So
I believe it has something to do with your strength as well. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what to call it, but you know, like some people are more susceptible than others, I would say.
when it comes to, well, it's again because spirit beings, survival comes first, so they're gonna always have a person or a place or a body, excuse me, or an animal that they have to be able to exist in and subsist off of, because spirit beings' main purpose is to keep human beings in line, so they program and control us.
Right.
When I talk about spirit switch out, you can be a person, which we see this. Is what I'm saying, you see this all the time. You see a person that's cool, and then they hang around the wrong people, then they start changing. Their personality change. That's because the type of cool spirit they had, wherever they was, another stronger spirit supplanted the one they had. That nice spirit is gone. Now the bad one is there, and it's causing the person to act that out. And so they
Well,
call
I've
those
seen that
walk-ins.
happen as well. So yes, I agree.
Right. So they call those things walk-ins. Those type of spirits do these type of things. And that's the crazy part about it, is because we don't understand that. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna just answer the question since you on here. What is this, book one? I think this book one. Just give me a sec. I just want to make sure I'm in book one.
And then the way that I've taken it is that there's the spirit and the soul, and that the spirit is the sender and the soul is the receiver. Would you agree?
No, the spirit is a separate entity. And I told you, it leaves and comes as it according to the laws of nature. Your soul is your mentality, and it grows your brain, which is the physical part of your soul, and the brain grows a body so you can move around on the physical realm. So your mind, which is invisible, creates a brain, and your
Consciousness.
brain creates a body. So that's all your soul. That's why they say you can sell your soul. You can't sell something that you don't have. So when you sell your soul, whether it's in Hollywood or whatever, You're giving up your body
Your
and your
whole
mind.
okay, and so I guess my last question would be, so what do we still have a soul and a spirit when we
Yeah, your
actually
spirit.
transcend from the physical body?
Okay, say it again. I answered too quick. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do we still have both once we transition from the physical?
When you transition, though, your spirit leaves. Your spirit can leave up from, I think they say, a week up until a couple of minutes before you expire, because the spirit has to go find another body to exist in. And once the burning stops in the body, then you, the person, the mental you, can no longer maintain a body, because there's no burning outside the body, because you need oxygen, you need blood, you need all the organs, you need circulation, breathing. All that stuff is what allows the burning to exist in order for the brain, because the brain can't do anything if there's no oxygen coming to it, and the brain has to have that reason or that mentality that created. So it is what is called a melting down. The brain has an acid base in it. So long as there's a burning, like I was telling the other sister, that once the burning stops, when life ceases to exist, the heat is gone. So the body creates a condition of burning, and consciousness is part of that burning. Long as there's consciousness of burning light, there's awareness. And once that burning stops, then the mentality, the memories, all of that disappears. And then you just have to be reborn again. And see, there's a difference between incarnation and reincarnation, because incarnation, is when a spirit, God or goddess, comes down into the form of a human being for a particular reason. And then reincarnation, which is not true, is coming back in the same body after the body has died, which is not true. So we do what is called what they call it, metempsychosis. Metempsychosis is your mentality goes on to another body. You cannot reincarnate. Well, it's a form of reincarnation, but it's a little different than the spirit, because the spirit, if it's an original spirit god or goddess, it was created from the mind of the orb it came from. And that spirit or spirit god or goddess is indestructible. The other spirits that separate part of themselves and come together and create a